Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Biologically. I hope you guys are doing great. So this is my first video lecture, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about the basics of plasma membrane. So let's get started. Plasma membrane is also known by some other names like biomembrane, cell membrane and plasmalemma. I have mentioned all these names here so that if you see any of these in the exams you don't get confused. So plasma membrane is a thin membrane or covering around a cell that encloses and protects the cell, regulates trafficking and marks boundary between cells, cytoplasm and extracellular matrix. So प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन एक कवरिंग है जो कि सेल के बाहर प्रेजेंट होती है. ये सेल को प्रोटेक्शन प्रोवाइड करती है, डिटरमाइन करती है कौन सी चीज़ें सेल के अंदर आएंगी और कौन सी चीज़ें सेल के अंदर नहीं आएंगी, यानी कि ये ट्रैफिकिंग को रेगुलेट करती हैं, ये सेल की बाउंड्रीज़ को मार्क करती हैं, ये सेल को एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर मैट्रिक्स से डिफ्रेंशिएट करने में हेल्प करती है. प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स के अंदर भी प्रेजेंट होती है और यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स के अंदर भी प्रेजेंट होती है. Now, what are the functions of plasma membrane? The basic functions of plasma membrane are to enclose the cell and protect the cell. It defines boundary of the cell. It regulates trafficking, which means it determines what enters the cell and what leaves the cell. Everything cannot enter and leave the cell. जिन चीज़ों की सेल को ज़रूरत होती है, जो चीज़ें सेल के लिए बेनिफिशियल हैं, सिर्फ वही चीज़ें सेल के अंदर एंटर कर सकती हैं और इस चीज़ को इंश्योर करती है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. सेल मेम्ब्रेन रिस्पॉन्ड्स टू चेंजेस इन द इन्वायरमेंट. अब सेल के इन्वायरमेंट में अगर कोई चेंजेस आते हैं, से फॉर एग्जांपल देर इज़ सम चेंज इन पीएच, टेम्परेचर, टोनिसिटी एट्सेट्रा, सो उन सब चेंजेस को रिस्पॉन्ड करने का काम भी सेल मेम्ब्रेन करती है. इट मेंटेन्स इसेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन साइटोसोल एंड एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर मैट्रिक्स. सो अगर हम इस डायग्राम में देखें तो ये साइटोसोल है और ये एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर मैट्रिक्स है, और इन दोनों को डिफ्रेंशिएट करने का हेल्प कर रही है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. अगर ये प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन प्रेजेंट नहीं हो तो हम ये डिटरमाइन नहीं कर सकते कि एक सेल की बाउंड्री कहाँ तक है. तो एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर मैट्रिक्स और साइटोप्लाज्म दोनों एक साथ में मिक्स हो जाएंगे और उस मिक्सिंग को रोकने का काम करती है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. तो ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शंस थे प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के. So if we look at this diagram, this is the internal environment of the cell and here is the external environment, and this is the plasma membrane which is differentiating internal environment of the cell from the external environment. Now what is selective permeability? Selective permeability is one of the most important property of plasma membrane. Cell membrane allows transport of material in and out of the cell, but it does not allow everything to pass through it. हर एक चीज़ सेल के अंदर एंटर नहीं कर सकती है क्योंकि प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन हर एक चीज़ को अलाउ नहीं करती है. प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन सिर्फ कुछ सेलेक्टिव मटेरियल को ही सेल के अंदर आने के लिए अलाउ करती है. इट ओनली अलाउज दोज मॉलिक्यूल्स टू पास इन थ्रू इट विच आर रिक्वायर्ड बाय द सेल एंड अलाउज दोज मॉलिक्यूल्स टू पास आउट दैट आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड बाय द सेल और नीडेड टू बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड समवेयर एल्स. सो सेल की प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग के लिए और कुछ बायो मॉलिक्यूल्स की सिंथेसिस के लिए सेल को कुछ रॉ मटेरियल की ज़रूरत होती है, और जो चीज़ें सेल के अंदर सिंथेसाइज होती हैं उनका ट्रांसपोर्टेशन बॉडी के अदर पार्ट्स में होना भी ज़रूरी होता है. तो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन ये इंश्योर करती है कि सेल के अंदर सिर्फ वही चीज़ें एंटर करें जो कि सेल की प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो कि बायोमॉलिक्यूल्स की सिंथेसिस के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये भी इंश्योर करती है कि सेल के बाहर सिर्फ वही चीज़ें मूव करें जो कि बॉडी के किसी और पार्ट में ट्रांसपोर्ट होने के लिए ज़रूरी हैं. This property of cell membrane is called selective permeability and makes a cell membrane selectively permeable. This property of membrane helps in maintaining internal composition of a cell. Now selective permeability सेल के internal composition को maintain करने में भी बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करती है, क्योंकि अगर हर एक चीज़ सेल के इन्वायरमेंट के अंदर एंटर करना शुरू हो जाएगी तो एक टाइम पे सेल जो है वो ओवरलोडेड हो जाएगा और वो बर्स्ट हो जाएगा. इसके अलावा अगर कोई भी चीज़ सेल के अंदर आ जाएगी तो सेल की नॉर्मल फंक्शनिंग जो है वो इंटरप्ट होना शुरू हो जाएगी. तो सेल के इंटरनल कॉम्पोजिशन को मेंटेन करना एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क है जिसको प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन इंश्योर करती है. Hence it forms a barrier against free exchange of molecules between cytoplasm and external environment. However, the rate of transport is different for different types of molecules. अलग अलग मॉलिक्यूल्स डिपेंडिंग अपॉन देयर स्ट्रक्चर एंड देयर नेचर अलग अलग रेट पे प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन को क्रॉस करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम वाटर की बात करें तो वाटर कैन ईजिली डिफ्यूज़ inside and outside of the plasma membrane, but if we talk about charged molecules they face some difficulty in crossing the plasma membrane. Now, what is the composition of plasma membrane? The major constituents of plasma membrane are lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and of course water. So lipids are present in the form of phospholipids, glycolipids, and sterols. The most abundant sterol found in plasma membrane is cholesterol. The proteins are present in the form of glycoproteins. The proteins which are associated with carbohydrates are called glycoproteins, and similarly the lipids which are associated with carbohydrates are called glycolipids. Carbohydrates are basically present in the form of oligosaccharides, and of course water is an important constituent of our body and of the cell, of course. This is the table showing the percentage of different components in plasma membrane. The percentage of lipids is 20 to 79%, percentage of proteins is 20 to 70%, percentage of cholesterol is 5 to 10%, and of water is 15 to 20%. Not only this, the protein to lipid ratio varies from cell to cell and from organism to organism. अलग अलग cells के अंदर proteins और lipids का ratio different होता है. For example, if we talk about human RBCs, the percentage of lipids is 43% and percentage of proteins is 49%. And if we talk about mouse liver cell, the percentage of lipids is 54% and percentage of protein is 46%. Now we will talk about different models of plasma membrane. So first is Overton's suggestion. Charles Overton in 1895 suggested that cell membrane is composed of lipids. और ये एक बहुत ही important finding थी plasma membrane के बारे में. So Overton performed certain experiments and he found that the lipid soluble molecules are easily passing through the plasma membrane as compared to water soluble molecules. So on the basis of his findings, he suggested that the plasma membrane is formed of lipids. Later on, Gotter and Grendel performed experiments with red blood cells and they measured the surface area of lipid content. They found that the lipid layer is 2 molecules thick, and also the lipid molecules are amphipathic in nature. Amphipathic molecules are those molecules which have both hydrophobic as well as hydrophilic portion. So in this diagram we can see that the hydrophilic tails are facing towards each other and the hydrophobic heads are facing opposite of each other. Then came Danelli and Davson's model. In 1935, James Danelli and Hy Davson proposed that cell membrane consists of phospholipid bilayer sandwiched between single continuous layer of globular proteins on their surface. So Danelli and Davson ने ये सजेस्ट किया कि प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन फॉस्फोलिपिड बाइलेयर से बनी हुई है और जो फॉस्फोलिपिड बाइलेयर है वो दो प्रोटीन की लेयर्स के बीच में सैंडविच्ड है और जो प्रोटीन मॉलिक्यूल्स प्रेजेंट हैं वो ग्लोबुलर है. So in this diagram we can see that the phospholipid bilayer is sandwiched between two monolayers of proteins. Similarly, this is another diagram which is showing Danelli and Davson's model. Here also you can see that the phospholipid bilayer is sandwiched between the protein molecules. The hydrophobic tails of lipids face each other and hydrophobic heads of lipids face opposite towards the protein layers. But Danelli and Davson's model was not much accepted because of certain drawbacks. He failed to explain the transportation of material across this plasma membrane, and also he suggested that plasma membrane is a stable structure. So he failed to explain the dynamicity of the plasma membrane. So due to these drawbacks, Danelli and Davson's model was not much accepted. Then comes Robertson's model. Robertson's model is based on Danelli and Davson's findings. J. David Robertson examined electron micrograph of RBCs and proposed that cell membrane consists of three layers. Two dark staining layers which represent protein monolayers and one light staining layer which represents the lipid bilayer, and the light staining layer is sandwiched between the dark staining layers. He supported Danelli's model but held that proteins have extended conformations rather than globular. सो रॉबर्टसन जो थे वो डैनियल एंड डैवसन के मॉडल से सेटिस्फाइड थे, लेकिन उनका ये मानना था कि जो प्रोटीन्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के अंदर वो ग्लोबुलर कन्फिगरेशन में प्रेजेंट नहीं होते हैं, रैदर दे हैव एक्सटेंडेड कन्फिगरेशंस. In this diagram we can see that these are the two dark staining layers which depict the protein monolayers, and this light staining layer is depicting the lipid bilayer. Robertson in 1959 noted trilaminar or three-layered or dark light dark structure of membrane and proposed unit membrane hypothesis for all plasma membranes. So Robertson's model is also called trilaminar model because he suggested that plasma membrane is formed of three layers, one light staining layer and two dark staining layers, and it is also called dark light dark structure of plasma membrane. He proposed unit membrane hypothesis because according to his model, these three layers together form plasma membrane. यूनिट मेम्ब्रेन का मतलब है कि ये जो तीन लेयर्स हैं ये मिलकर एक मेम्ब्रेन बना रही हैं, यानी कि these three layers together form a unit. He stated that a membrane consisting of phospholipid bilayers sandwiched between two protein monolayers is a unit membrane. Now let us see what is unit membrane and what is double unit membrane. So the organisms or the organelles that are surrounded by a single membrane are said to have a unit membrane. For example, plasma membrane. So if we look at plasma membrane, it is a single membrane surrounding a cell. The organisms or the organelles that are surrounded by two membranes are said to have a double unit membrane. For example, membranes of mitochondria. If we talk about mitochondria, it has two membranes, that is inner mitochondrial membrane and outer mitochondrial membrane. And both these membranes, that is inner membrane and outer membrane, together form a double unit membrane. The various membranes in the cell, like that of Golgi apparatus, lysosome and endoplasmic reticulum, are unit membrane, and those of mitochondria, plastid and nuclear envelope are double or multiple unit membrane. The unit membrane is 75 angstrom thick. Now, the Robertson's model was also based on Danelli and Davson's model. So similarly, he also failed to explain transport across the plasma membrane and dynamicity of the membrane. So due to this reason, Robertson's model was not also much accepted. Finally comes fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane, which was given by S. Jonathan Singer and Garth Nicholson in 1972, and it is the most accepted model of plasma membrane. So Singer and Nicholson worked on the drawbacks of Danelli-Davson and Robertson's model, and he suggested that biomembrane is not solid but dynamic viscous fluid structure. He also suggested that phospholipids and proteins are arranged not uniformly but in mosaic arrangement, which means that the lipid molecules present in the phospholipid bilayer are not stable, but they can move within the membrane as well as between the two lipid layers. On the basis of these two properties, that is dynamic viscous fluid structure of plasma membrane and mosaic arrangement of phospholipids and proteins, this model is called fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. According to this model, cell membrane consists of highly viscous fluid matrix of phospholipid bilayer having globular proteins associated with them. The proteins may be attached to lipid bilayer superficially or may be embedded in the bilayer. So according to this model, plasma membrane has two types of protein, that is peripheral proteins which are superficially attached to the plasma membrane, and integral proteins which are tightly embedded inside the plasma membrane. Cell membrane also has exposed oligosaccharides. This is the diagrammatic representation of fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Here we can see that this is first lipid layer and this is second lipid layer forming phospholipid bilayer, and these are the proteins which are associated with the plasma membrane. These are the peripheral proteins which are superficially present on the surface of membrane. These protein molecules can be easily extracted. But if we talk about integral protein molecules, they are tightly embedded inside the plasma membrane. They pass the entire phospholipid bilayer, due to which they are called integral protein molecules. Apart from phospholipid molecules and protein molecules, cholesterol molecules are also present in plasma membrane. Cholesterol also plays important function in plasma membrane, which we are going to discuss in upcoming videos. These are the carbohydrate molecules which are attached at the surface of proteins as well as on the surface of lipids, forming glycolipids and glycoproteins. This is another diagram of fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane that I have taken from The Molecular Biology of Cell by Bruce Albert. So here also we can see these are the integral protein molecules which are tightly embedded inside the lipid bilayer, and here we can also see that the integral protein molecules which are tightly embedded inside the phospholipid bilayer. This is another diagram of fluid mosaic model that I have taken from The Cell by Cooper and Hausman. This is a very good diagram of fluid mosaic model. Here we can see that these are the integral protein molecules which are embedded in the phospholipid bilayer. These are the peripheral protein molecules which are associated with the integral protein molecules. So peripheral protein molecules are not only associated with the phospholipid bilayer, but they can also be present associated with the integral protein molecules. These are the carbohydrate molecules which are attached on the surface of phospholipid bilayer as well as on the surface of protein molecules, forming glycoproteins and glycolipids. These are the fatty acid or prenyl groups attached to the phospholipid bilayer. In this diagram we can see that the integral protein molecules have three parts: the outer extracellular domain, the cytoplasmic intracellular domain, and membrane spanning helix, which is joining the extracellular domain with the internal cytoplasmic domain. So this was all about the basics of plasma membrane. In the upcoming videos, we will discuss about the details of plasma membrane, which includes membrane lipids, membrane proteins, transport across the membrane, etc. I hope this video was useful for you. If you find it useful, do share it with your friends, like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.